British Columbia Institute of Technology acknowledges that our campuses are located on the unceded traditional territories of the Coast Salish nations of Musqueam, Squamish, and Tsleil-Waututh.
From the Broadcast Center at BCIT's Burnaby Campus, this is All Talk Radio. You're listening to 1680 The Crow.
Welcome back. Thank you for tuning into BCIT's The Crow. I'm Gina Tang, and I have your news updates to 2:30 p.m. Just here at BCIT's Burnaby Campus, the BCIT's engineering students are currently displaying innovation in a project expo, as BCIT reporter Jacob Fraser explains the expo is an opportunity for students to show off their work to industry professionals.
Today is the Engineering Project Expo at BCIT. Students have been working hard on their capstone projects since the beginning of their semester in January. The expo is a chance for students to display and demo their work, which was done in groups. Last year, there were 54 innovative projects on display across varying engineering programs, with over 350 people attending the event, including staff, industry partners, and alumni. Jacob Fraser, BCIT's The Crow.
It's been one hot topic today since the viewing party for Canucks has been announced. For Canucks fans, the news of viewing party has definitely caused elation to all. However, Vancouver's past viewing parties going awry is catching up as the Canucks enter the second round of the playoffs. Isabella Calisi tells us how a business owner in New Westminster is preparing for the upcoming party.
New Westminster is going to set up an outdoor watch party at Hayek Square this Sunday, with plans to connect to the Anvil Center in the downtown core. Jennifer Mackey is the owner of Kelly O'Brien's, which is right next door to where the event is being held. Mackey says that she's excited for the business that the watch party will bring and doesn't have any concerns about roughhousers.
Because this was so last minute, logistically, I don't think there was any plans or any ability to plan ahead and have, kind of food and beverage and, alcohol and things like that, or a beer garden. So I think it's really going to be more of a family-friendly event, and I would hope that there wouldn't be any kind of ruckus that comes out of that.
Mackey says that they're heavily staffed on Canucks game days and are prepared to handle the influx of guests. Isabella Calisi, BCIT's The Crow.
The Surrey-Langley SkyTrain expansion is currently under construction, but the current anticipated in-service day SkyTrain is late. That means local businesses have to adjust longer for how they are operating during this time. Our reporter Keenan Tregaski found that effects on local businesses are popping up.
SkyTrain expansion construction is set along Fraser Highway. Businesses in the area have been informed that they will have to adjust how they operate during this time. Some businesses along the highway will operate out of their back door to avoid having customers walk through a construction zone. There is no exact date as to when each business will do this, along with how long they will operate like this. With 8 new stops along the highway, project completion is anticipated to finish in 2028, with a cost of roughly $4 billion. Keenan Tregaskis, BCIT's The Crow.
Reporter Keenan Tregaski joins us now. Hello, Keenan. How are businesses being helped during this time?
According to Anita Huberman, who is the CEO for Surrey Board of Trade, TransLink and the City of Surrey are helping smaller businesses who need help through this time. She also says other large businesses and associations are helping out when they can.
Oh, wow. How considerate of the community to do so. What is the importance of the SkyTrain being expanded deeper into Surrey and into Langley?
The BC government anticipates that the City of Surrey will have over 1 million people living there by 2040. They also anticipate that it will be a larger city than Vancouver. The SkyTrain expansion allows the City of Surrey to be accessible in more ways than just bus and car. Huberman also says that this expansion allows them to densify along the SkyTrain corridor.
This must be a huge relief for those who rely heavily on public transit. Thank you, Keenan, for joining us. In good news for British Columbian drivers, ICBC customers can expect more cash from the auto insurer this year, most of whom can get a rebate of $110 on their vehicle insurance bills by summer. Starting this month, Crown-owned Insurance Corporation are in a good place to offer rebates after strong investments and financial returns have been put into place. Premier David Eby has more on the specifics.
This is the fourth rebate that ICBC has been able to issue since our reforms, and it puts $400 million back in the pockets of drivers across British Columbia. This is good news for millions of people who could use a break. It's one less thing to worry about for British Columbians.
Even more financial good news upcoming. For those who are customers of FTX, customers will receive money back that they are owed after the cryptocurrency exchange imploded 2 years ago. Reporter Haya Panjawani has more details.
Some will get more than that. It was the third largest cryptocurrency exchange in the world when it filed for bankruptcy protection in November 2022, after many customers pulled out of the currency. FTX said in a court filing that it owes about $11.2 billion to its creditors. It estimates that it has between $14 and $16 billion to distribute to them. CEO and founder Sam Bankman-Fried resigned when the exchange collapsed. In March of this year, he was sentenced to 25 years in prison for fraud. While FTX is technically still a company, its future remains unclear.
However, financial troubles is still an ongoing problem most citizens face today. Let's look to how Canada Post Office has been facing financial pressures in recent times amidst post-pandemic surge. They have reported a $748 million annual loss for 2023. The service continues to be a rapid decline. Reporter Grace Chen is here with more details about their troubles and how this downfall will affect local businesses who rely on postal services for their day-to-day operations, as well as employee layoffs.
Due to inflation, the Canada Post price stamps have increased from $1.07 to $1.15. They have also been considering eliminating daily mail deliveries into every 2 to 3 days. John Hamilton, a spokesperson for the Crown Corporation, says that cutting down delivery days is designed to better handle increased competition from other parcel companies, high operating costs, and the decreased need for physical mail. Negotiations continue on between Canada Post and the Canadian Union of Postal Workers. They are discussing this change of business model and the next collective agreement of the 60,000 employees who represent the union. Grace Chen, BCIT's The Crow.
Let's find out what's required of citizens in Ottawa. Public service unions say that they'll launch further legal challenges and grievances over new rules that federal employees must work from the office at least 3 days a week. The unions are promising a, quote, summer of discontent over the policy, which was announced by the federal government earlier this month. Public Service Alliance of Canada President Chris Aylwood says the NDP supports the unions and he expects the party to press the Liberals on the issue.
And they will be asking questions in the House of Commons to the Trudeau Liberal government to get answers from the government as to why this decision was made without any consultation with any of the unions and misleading the unions in telling us that any changes would involve consultation.
Physicians in Ontario are extremely important in the province's healthcare system, but some concerns have arose. Ontario's Ministry of Health is arguing with the Ontario Medical Association in arbitration that recruitment and retention of doctors is not a major concern. The province is in the midst of negotiations Ontario's Medical Association for the next 4-year physician services agreement, arguing there is no concern about a diminished supply of doctors. Health Minister Sylvia Jones says the ministry is not suggesting there's no doctor shortage.
No, what we're saying is that Ontario physicians are a really important part of our healthcare system and we'll continue to work with them to grow the workforce.
Raining cats and dogs, more like celebrating cats and dogs. May marks Pet Month, and BCIT reporter Alessio Cusano reports May isn't just any ordinary month for pets and animal lovers.
According to the Canadian Federation of Humane Societies, there are 300,000 estimated unknown cats and dogs that enter shelters every year. This brings a lot of stress to the shelters and clinics as often they're just dropped off the location. With May being National Pet Month, one way to celebrate could be adopting a pet at your local SPCA. Studies show that having a pet can help lower heart rates and blood pressure, as well as relieve stress. Adoption could extend the life of a pet. There's no better time than now to adopt a furry friend and change multiple lives. Alessio Cusano, BCIT's The Crow.
On to weather. This afternoon in Burnaby, expect to see plenty of sunshine with temperatures rising to 16 Celsius. It will only get warmer as we move through the day until 5 p.m. Light breeze from the south will be present. That is all for your afternoon cast to 2:30 p.m. Thank you for tuning in again. I'm Gina Tang, and you're listening to BCIT's The Crow.
Stay tuned for more on BCIT's 1680 The Crow.
Everything is changing to digital. Everything is online. People aren't just waiting for the 6 o'clock news anymore. People want their news right now. They want to be able to go onto their smartphone, onto the internet, and see the news that they want to see.
Vancouver is growing at, a really rapid rate, the Lower Mainland even, and with the tools that we're given here, we're able to cover all of that.
Welcome to BCIT Magazine. I'm Radhika Sikakane.
In the program, they really leave it up to you. I mean, the help is there when you need it, figuring out how to use the programs like Premiere, Audition, and figuring out how to use the cameras. But it's up to you